What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with the first BTS tune I'm reacting to, though fundamentally this is coming from my J-drama soundtrack and score series, which is to say this is the opening credit sequence and DVD menu tune for a 2018 J-drama called Signal, which I've been re-engaging with. Michaela's watching it too, and when I heard the title track, again, I've seen this is from 2018, I got it shortly after it came out, I watched it back then, I haven't seen it since, and when I heard the title track, I was like, wow, like, it's kind of like one of those really dynamic groups where, you know, they have a bit of like a hip-hop flavor, a bit of a pop flavor, and so on, and then in the credits for the show, it makes very clear that this is a BTS tune called Don't Leave Me. And so I was like, oh, well, that makes sense, because the little bit I do know about BTS, first of all, I know they're like an international sensation. They sell crazy records like around the world. I do know that their origins were like in hip-hop and that type of musical mode, and that they have since expanded and they've explored other genres, and that they blend different stylings in a single tune, as they do in this track. So yes, number one, if you're new here and you're a big BTS fan, like I'm very new to them, this is one of like maybe two tracks. I forget what the other tune, there was another like major hit that I remember hearing on the radio, and that's where I first kind of heard about them and, you know, sort of the sensation that they had become. This is the only tune that I've heard recently, and if you are new here, you should know, like, this is kind of the old school way I do audio reactions. As you can see, I have turntables and I've listened to music for a long time, where I buy a record, I buy a CD, I put it on, I sit back, I start listening, I think about it, I talk about it, and that's kind of the essence of the way I started doing reactions. Now, at some point I may do music video reactions for BTS, but that would be over on my Patreon, where, you know, I put on headphones and I get on my computer and we do it that way. Anyway, the point is, it's a bit of an old school setup here, so as I said, if you're new, bear with me, and I encourage you to, you know, give me shouts about what BTS songs and so on. Now, I can only react to what I have access to, so right now, that's just this tune, which I understand was recorded like for one of their albums, but it was also like recorded with the idea that it was going to be used as a title song in the J-drama Signal, and in that regard, it's in Japanese and English. And I remember being fascinated by that. It's like, wait, they're a K-pop group, and yet the song is in English and Japanese. So presumably they have songs like in at least 3 languages, if not more, which I find impressive. And this tune, again, it starts with a very hip-hop vibe, and then a very like R&B melodic voice comes in, and then eventually it has a bit of a dance feel. So this track is very reflective of the little bit that I know about BTS, and I think it is a very compelling tune. And so, given that it's from a J-drama that I find very compelling, I wanted to do this reaction, so we'll see what we can do with BTS more in the future, but for the time being, let's give this a listen. This is BTS, the track is Don't Leave Me from 2018. As I said, it's a theme song for the show Signal from Japan in 2018, but I believe it's on the BTS album called Face Yourself, presumably from the same year, and away we go.
I wanna know everything. 時が流れるほど深まる君の過去と未来の間にいる僕は今 Don't leave me, I believe I really does. No ending, 君は僕のことたとえどんな雨に打たれてもたとえどんな夜に消されても救いな
I get, just based on this song alone, why this would catch people's ears and why they've become the sensation they have. Like, number one, the production is fantastic. Whether it's like the hip hop sections, whether it's the strings and the use of like different instrument layers, whether it's that dance section or the grand like power of the chorus, all fantastic production and sequencing, like chronology. And their voices, like the hip hop voices, are fantastic, and they're like jumping back and forth between Japanese and English, even in the same line, which I'm very impressed by. And the melodic vocal in particular just has a real nice like elegance to it, and so the combination, the dynamic vocals over the course of the track, where you're getting different flavors, again, like hip hop flavor and R&B flavor, and all with this like well produced backing. It's just a really good tune. And again, when I hear a good song in a J drama, and if you didn't know, J drama I do J drama watch alongs over on my Patreon, and I've gone through like, I don't know, 7-8 shows already. I'm currently going through Crisis Special Security Squad, which has a great tune by Beverly called I Need Your Love, which I don't think I've reacted to that here in audio form. I really should do that at some point. But the point is, if you are interested in J-drama, I encourage you to gravitate over to my Patreon. But if you're here for BTS, I totally understand, and I am looking forward to hearing more from them. Now, in the moment, I just have this track. I don't even have the album it comes from, though I will see what I can do about getting that, and at some point, hopefully we can go through more in this context. And as I said, at some point down the road, I might also try to do some video reactions. But yes, I'm a BTS novice, but I like what I've heard so far, and I really love this song, and I think it's great that it's used in a show like Signal. So yes, very much looking forward to more of all of that. Let me know what you think, and Luca, the sleeping cat, and I will see you next time. Peace.